I brought along my my free CDs tonight. This is called Sherries. Tim pushed the send button on his cell phone. The text message went. The message he sent was, "Have a happy new year, and don't forget to take a cab." A few minutes later, a message came back. The message read,
"Fuck off. You are an asshole."
"Oh," thought Tim, "she didn't get my joke about the cab." He went about creating a new text message, which began, "No, Sherry, what I meant about the cab was..." Tim sat on the park bench with Sherry. It was dark there. They smoked pink cigarettes. Sherry told Tim she was going to sleep in the park that night. He gave her $30 so she wouldn't. Tim had lost all hope and was sitting in a bar. Every song he punched in the jukebox was forlorn. A girl whose name he would find to be Sherry walked in looking like his favorite film actress. "She's sitting next to me," Tim thought. They started talking. She said her name was Sherry and that she worked as a secretary for a dentist. Their conversation quickly turned to the topics of the beach and the ocean. Tim looked at the $10 bill. On it, just below one of the tens, someone had written,
"Sherry Portman."
"Which one of them is Sherry Portman?" Tim wondered. Sherry had said she worked as a secretary for a dentist. A few days since meeting her, Tim was contemplating calling every dentist in the phone book. Tim hated himself for not getting a hand in Sherry's pants. He began to terrorize the beach. "I am a beach terrorist!" he shouted, cackling as his first ever beach ball bomb went off down by the water and blew a huge hole in the sand. After that, Tim set off beach ball bombs all over the beach. He was extremely careful to never kill any people. "I only want to kill the shit out of this fucking beach!" Tim shouted at the sky. So went the beach ball bombs. Pretty soon, the marine biologists got pissed off. They kept seeing huge clumps of seaweed that had been flung around and charred. "Hey!" the marine biologist shouted at Tim. "Fuck off!" shouted Tim, pushing the button on another beach ball bomb. Went the bomb, blowing a patch of seaweed all to shit. "We must stop him!" the marine biologists shouted at one another. "I know!" shouted the littlest marine biologist, pointing a finger in the air. "Let's build a giant water wheelboat that flips huge chunks of seawater out of the ocean and douses the beach ball bombs before the beach terrorists can set them off. It'll be like waves, except bigger and better." "Are you fuckers?" shouted Tim when the giant water wheel boat had been built and began flipping huge chunks of seawater out of the ocean and dousing the beach ball bombs before Tim could set them off. He went about making his beach ball bombs even bigger. I'm gonna blow the whole fucking beach up from Eureka to fucking Santa Barbara where my fucking ex-girlfriend probably still lives, Tim shouted at the sky. Then, all of a sudden, he ditched the whole idea. He said, maybe killing the beach is stupid. Maybe I might hurt someone. He was sat cross-legged atop a dude, and he watched another beach ball bomb go off in spite of being hit by a huge chunk of seawater. Yeah, said Tim. What about that? What if I hurt another living, breathing, existing soul someday with these beach ball bombs? As if on cue, a dead seagull dropped into Tim's lap, half its body a bloody mush. Ah! Wailed Tim. He burst into tears. I'm sorry, God! He shouted at the sky. He quit with the beach ball bombs. Bombs are stupid, Tim reasoned. I need love. Everyone needs love, and I'm a part of everyone. He called Sherry. Sherry sat on the sidewalk against the metal fence. She unwrapped the bandage on her arm. Tim watched with horror, gnashing his mismatched teeth.
Look what they did to me, said Sherry.
There was a cube of flesh missing from her arm. Tim saw bone. He apologized desperately for her misfortune, then moved off in a maelstrom of sickness and emotion. Tim leaned in and kissed Sherry. She stopped kissing back after 3 seconds.
You need to brush your teeth.
Tim thought about marrying Sherry, but then thought that for all her good looks, she seemed to not want to do much besides surf. Sherry got on the train with a boy. Both of them wore filthy clothes. Sherry sat down on the floor of the train and began reading a book. The sunlight washed her. Tim wondered if he should say hello. Sherry nodded over her book, and then she took a cute little nap, and Tim mused over her as the daylit shadows fluffed her hair and whispered on her skin.